Here with Annabelle. She's eating a little teething. Look at her, she looks like a chipmunk.
She's like,
she's eating a little teething biscuit, which you guys should get your baby if you haven't tried it, because it legit occupies them for like a good 10 minutes. Like, that's not a long time, but yeah. In my eyes, it's a good
long
time.
Enough.
So for today's Vlogtober vlog, I'm not gonna do a regular vlog because I wanted to mix it up, like I said in the beginning. So we're gonna do like a juicy questions Q&A slash...
Juicy questions?
They're not that juicy. Like, I tried to have you guys ask us like juicy questions, but I mean, they're as good as they're gonna get. This one's from Cameron626. She says, did you ever think you were gonna marry each other while you guys were in college? Douglas?
At first, no.
We had a hot mess of a relationship. Maybe we'll talk about that.
It wasn't a hot mess.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
We did have a hot mess relationship.
That wasn't a hot mess.
Maybe we'll save that story for another vlog.
College was wild. The first
we
year
were
was
wild in college. We were very immature. Like,
yeah.
I met him when I was 19 and he was 20.
Yeah.
So I think in college, no.
At the beginning, no. At the end, I knew it.
Our first year of being in a relationship was like this.
It was learning.
It was learning. I like literally despised him, then I was obsessed, then I despised, oh, well, this is more me, but him too. He was crazy as well. Because we just like, we were so young and we were in like the party mode that we just didn't know. I don't know, we liked each other a lot, like right away. So we were like kind of scared, I think.
Like, of course we liked each other, but it was more about like,
we wanted to have fun and we were both like afraid of that commitment stuff. This is from Alicia Dawn. How did you fall in love with each other? I think just over time. We've been together for like 6 years.
Yeah, something like
5 or 6. Shows how much we care about each other. Just kidding.
I know.
It's been like 6 years and
yeah.
I think we fell in love really quickly. Doug told me he loved me within the first 2 weeks he met me.
It was wild. I was half asleep.
His sleep.
But so that doesn't count.
This is what happened.
What if it was some other Hayley?
We were sleeping in his bed, just sleeping, and he like...
Time out. You're about to tell them that we were sleeping in my bed after 2 weeks?
He like murmured like, I love you or something, and I was like, what was that? But he woke himself up because he knew what he did.
I was like...
And I was like pretending like I didn't hear it. So he for sure said it right away.
We just fell in love. Like, it was awesome.
Okay, this next one is from Leon1989. Are you guys planning on buying a house or a new car? Or which one would you guys buy first? Go ahead, Doug.
Okay, so I think... One, we would buy a new car first, because a house...
Not a new car, a used car.
Okay,
but to us, it'll be new.
Yeah, but we need a car because all of our cars are falling apart.
I think, like, for a lot of people, the smarter move would be to buy a house first or, like, save for a down payment. But we have an exception. Our cars are legit falling apart. Yeah. Like, even if we were to fix them, it's just, like, a nightmare. And, okay, so Doug drives, what is it? Well, he drives his 240 to work, which you guys know is, like, his like drift play car. Yeah. So his cars are like from the 90s. Like he needs
literally
something.
Both of them.
And then my car isn't that old. Well, it's pretty old. It's like...
Well, now it is. Now
it's like a 2006. So, I mean, we literally just spent money on it and I cringed because I do not want to spend any more on the car.
Yeah, and it's broken again.
And it's broken again. So since we want to stay in this area and it's so expensive, it's going to take us a while to save for a down payment.
Yeah.
How much, Doug?
Like 120 to 150,000.
Yeah, 120,000 down payment because we want to do like the 20%.
Yeah, we want to do a 20% down payment on a 15-year fixed loan.
Yeah, so it's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take us a little bit to do, so we decided to fix the cars first.
Yeah, or possibly get another one.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably gonna get another car, like a family car first, just because it's gonna take us a while to save that mass amount of money. So as far as like getting a new car, I think it'll be in 2018. Not this year, because we have other things we want to do.
Yeah.
So for a house, I think around the 2-year mark. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is juicy.
Oh no.
Doug can answer this one.
Look at, there's a little hand over here. Look at the
Okay, this is from HM McKnight.
Okay.
87. She says, when does sex drive return after a baby? Doug hates questions like this.
I do hate questions like
Even
this.
though he's so open, he's a prude. She says, is that TMI? LOL. I'm 4 months postpartum and struggling.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
So it does return. It does come back. a couple of things. There are a couple of variables.
Where is he gonna go with this question?
So one variable is whether the baby sleeps with you in the bed and you co-sleep or not.
Yeah.
Because if a baby co-sleeps, you literally just think about squishing a baby, like all night long.
You can't.
Like that's all I think about.
You mean in the beginning?
Yeah, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So like not while having sex, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean like just while they're in the bed. So like that plays into it, and just the fact of having a baby around.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like you guys ever seen Neighbors? Is that movie Neighbors?
I don't know.
With Seth
I never
Rogen?
saw it.
No, we watched it.
Oh.
It's with the fraternity house. Seth Rogen
yeah?
was next to the fraternity house. Him and his wife are trying to have sex. And then he's like, oh, look, the baby's looking. And the baby's like staring at them from the little car seat.
That's never happened to us, obviously.
No, but
Yeah.
you kind of think around those lines.
Yeah, it's
So
weird at first.
You have to if you get over that, it definitely comes back faster. Like the
Yeah.
faster you could think
And
like.
I honestly like looked this kind of stuff up like in the beginning, and I remember I read an article about like, I don't know, there's just like a lot of stats, and obviously people do it because they co-sleep and they have like 5 children.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of people that make it work. I think it's just like how bad you want to make that a priority.
Yeah.
Because I always get the question like, how can you even like have intimate time if you co-sleep? And it's like people do it all the time. They have multiple kids, like, you know. So I don't remember like the time that I wanted to do that, but it was a while. I mean, there are more things that were on my mind than doing that.
It took a little bit of time.
Like a few months, I would say.
Yeah.
This is from Lillian Barrias. She says, what's the one thing that will literally make you guys upset at each other? My husband is, if I wake him up, sometimes I do it for the fun of it, LOL.
I don't like it when Hayley's indecisive.
Indecisive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Like
oh,
about like where we're gonna eat,
about
or
what
like
we're gonna eat,
what we're
about
gonna
what
do.
we're gonna do for the day, about what Annabelle needs.
I had to think about it for a hot minute, but I totally know what makes me annoyed. Doug is the slowest man in the world. Like, lately you've gotten slower. Like, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes I'm so impatient. That's how my dad is. I don't know if it's a Portuguese thing. It is.
Her dad literally runs through grocery stores.
Yeah, he does. I do too.
Like doesn't walk.
I legit like
Runs.
speed walk like all throughout, and Doug is just like leisurely.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is the thing. Doug is so slow. Like if we have to, I don't know, like clean the kitchen, he will do like one thing at a time. Like he cannot multitask. Cooking drives me nuts. Like
Yeah.
I can't even.
I'm just like even slices. Even
and I'm just
slices,
like,
even
I am
slices.
starving, or
And Hayley's
whatever
like,
it is.
with like 8 big chunks, throws them in somewhere. Can't even eat a damn potato. Like.
But yeah, I'm just very like sloppy. You
Yep.
guys can probably tell from the vlogs.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm very sloppy, like get it done, slap it together, let's go.
Yep.
That's just how I am, like, I don't know. So yeah, when Doug is slow about like getting Annabelle ready or doing something.
I'm like playing with her, getting her pants on.
And I'm just
like,
sitting there like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is something that I always get
getting
annoyed.
this camera set up.
But lately I've been trying to like, okay, if I feel myself getting impatient, I just try to be zen. What?
You try to be zen?
Yeah, I do. Lately,
I don't
I've been
see it at all.
trying. Well, I'm gonna try today. I'm gonna be like, you know,
Okay.
I'll give him an extra like 2 minutes, and then I'll start to get cray. This is from Savannah. She says, "What was your first impression of each other when you first met?"
I thought Hayley was so damn hot.
Okay,
I
let's
was like-
not go there.
Yeah, I was like, me and my friends, and Hayley's sorority sister. Hayley's sorority sister came over to like our house, our apartment, with me and my buddies. She was like, look at all the new girls that we got.
You've already told this story.
Yeah, I know. But my first impression was I called dibs.
Okay, that
That's what I
is
did.
so rude. Anyways, it's funny that he says that about me because I look back on pictures of myself and I didn't even fill in my eyebrows.
No.
Dear God, if he liked me, if I didn't fill in my eyebrows, like,
Yeah.
that's props. Also,
Yeah.
I was blonde and it was just not, it was not cute. But I think my first impression was of Doug is I was very intrigued.
Yeah, she
Number
always
one,
says this.
I was like, what is his ethnicity? Like, is he Arab? Is he
Every
Mexican? Is he
damn
white?
time.
Is he Asian? I think most people say that, hence why I always get questions about it.
Yeah.
But I also was just like very drawn to him. Like, I wanted to talk to him. Like, who is this guy?
I
Very
was
sly
I was very intrigued too when I first saw Hayley.
and attracted.
I knew
obviously.
she was coming to one of our parties, and I was like,
Yeah, Doug is
Like,
a
who
little
is this
weird,
girl?
stalkery. I looked him up, and one of his pictures on his Facebook profile was like a
where the hell is
bonfire.
this go-
Like a small, like, little fire, not a bonfire. It was like a small little fire of like papers and like random things. And then what
With
was the
me and my buddy.
Yeah, what was the caption?
I don't remember the caption.
Basically, I asked him about it, and he had lit his ex-girlfriend's stuff on fire as like a cleanse.
Yeah.
And I
Me
was
and my
like,
buddy-
this man is dramatic and emotional.
Me and my buddy, we needed it. He was like, I need it. My buddy's literally like flipping it off.
They
Yeah.
legit lit their ex-girlfriend stuff on fire.
It
Like
needed
the
to
stuff
happen.
that they gave them.
It needed to happen.
Dramatic much. So this one is from Blake, exclamation, exclamation. Doug chats him on Snapchat,
What's
right?
up, Blake? Oh, he just said they're having a girl.
Oh, congrats! A baby girl?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he says, me and my fiance are a bit younger, and I was wondering what kind of advice and insight you could provide. More so for things that you weren't warned about. I feel like most advice people have for new parents is all the same, and everything you really need to know is brushed under the rug. That's so true.
That's some wise shit right there.
Yeah.
That's some wise shit.
What is the gold advice?
I would say my advice is, you guys are gonna fucking argue with each other.
Oh.
It's gonna happen all
Yeah.
the damn time. And you just need to remember that you love each other and that you're in this together.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you just say, I'm sorry, I love you, good night.
Yeah, like you
that's-
can't hold a grudge
No.
if your wife is like yelling at you because your the baby won't latch onto her boob, which is probably gonna happen.
Yeah, you just need to
And
let
your
it
wife
go.
is annoyed, or your fiance in this case, is annoyed that like she has to do all of the breastfeeding and she's like exhausted.
Yep.
And the husband has no idea how to help. Just like give her a break, and
Yep.
vice versa. Like if
Yep.
your husband is getting, you know, very stressed that like, you know, the wife is uptight or whatever, just totally let it go, because
Yep.
it is gonna pass and you are gonna argue. That's so
Yeah,
true.
it's like nobody ever talks about like the argument or the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
They're like, oh, you should be so blessed. You have like a new bundle. You know, this is the best time of your life. But in reality, you're just like
Like you're gonna
argue.
rip each other's throats out.
Yeah, like
a little
sorry.
bit. It happens.
If it's just us, maybe it's just us.
Maybe it is
but
just
I
us.
know it's not.
But if it happens, it's all good.
Sweep it away.
It's all good.
Yeah. This is juicy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Madeline R. Chavez says, was there ever a time when you and Doug broke up while dating? We've never answered this. Was there ever a point when you thought you might not end up together? Who's the jealous one? Do you guys ever fight? If
Okay.
so what is usually
all
about?
this going
Yeah.
on right now? What is all this?
Okay,
all
the
the
first
juicy
one.
stuff in one thing.
Did we ever break up? Douglas.
Why do I have to answer this
Because
question?
it's his fault.
It's not my fault. Yes, we did break up.
We did break up. We were like a year into our relationship, or right before a year,
Yep.
right? All I remember was we were both in Greek life, so we wanted to have fun and party.
Yep.
I was like kind of talking to another guy. He gets so mad. I wasn't cheating, like I'm not a cheater at all.
No.
But you just get distracted with life.
I just wasn't giving Haley enough attention. I
Yeah,
like, wanted to be with
so-
my bros.
Yeah.
Wanted to go party, and Haley was like, I need a guy
Doug
that
just
treats
turned
me
21.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was hitting the bars.
Yeah, so, and I wasn't 21. There's like a big thing there.
Yeah.
So anyways, we were like drifting apart. Like we were just kind of like hanging out with different people.
Yep.
So one day, like I came over to his fraternity house and we decided to like, you know, mutually, it was kind of mutual. Although I didn't really want it, but Doug didn't want to try. So I was like, screw you. Anyways, so we sat in my car and I remember saying something along the lines of like, we really think that like we can work it out one day, right?
Yep.
What did we say?
It was something like, this will happen.
Eventually.
Eventually, just not now.
But we just like kind of thought that like we didn't want to be strapped down to each other because we really did like each other like
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
But then we got back together like 3 weeks later. Basically, Doug tried to get me back.
Mm-hmm.
He came over to my apartment and was like, I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And yeah, those three, or I don't know, I think it was like a month. That month was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Doug was dramatic. He threw out my picture out of his window.
Like day one, like night one, my buddy was like, we're going to the bars, let's do this. And I like threw out my picture out the window.
Picture of us.
Yeah.
He like broke it.
Into the trash.
So dramatic. But yeah, it was terrible. I remember crying into my pillow like in my bathroom so my roommates wouldn't hear me.
Oh.
Yeah, that was you.
I never heard about that.
So anyways, but we got back together and that
We
was
did.
the only time.
Yep.
Who's the jealous one?
Haley is the jealous one.
You make me sound crazy. Every girl's half crazy, I'd like to think. It's not that I'm jealous. I just like to joke. Like
She
it's a
does like to
friendly
joke.
thing. Like no one needs to take it so seriously. I remember I talked about like being a jealous wife in a vlog like months ago, and everyone's like, "That's a sign of insecurity."
We're not really like that. It's
I'm not
a big deal.
like it's not like a real thing. Like I'm
No.
not like I don't see a girl and be like, "Oh my god, she's trying to get my man." Like I'm not like that. But not
I don't
really.
think she's really that jealous. She knows that I'm not going anywhere.
There's never been a time where I'm like, "Who is that girl?"
Yeah.
Like that's never happened. So there's never like been anything for me to be jealous about. It's just funny.
I just work with all women.
Yeah, Doug like works in like the marketing industry, so
Yeah.
there's like all women, but like it's just a joke.
Yeah. So she says.
You're not jealous. Sometimes.
Sometimes I'm like.
This is from Andy Chris 18, and I'm gonna make this one the last one. She says, "Do you ever make time for just the two of you without a baby? My husband and I have a soon-to-be 6-month-old, and we never have time for us. I miss it at times."
We don't really make time for ourselves.
No.
One, because we're pretty much like attached parents. We're helicopter parents. We just want to be with this Annabelle all day long.
All day.
Yeah. But we try to make time for us to do the things that we like with her.
Yeah.
So like, I want to go to the Japanese market, so we take Annabelle and go to the Japanese market.
The answer to your question is no.
Yeah.
We don't have date nights.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for saying that because I just feel like people assume that means our relationship's bad. Like
Yeah,
we're not
but it's
focusing
not.
on our relationship. But
Yeah.
we are very happy.
Yeah.
And we don't need date nights with just the two of us.
No, we'll be fine.
So she doesn't talk yet, so it's like we can still talk about what we want to with the baby there.
Yeah.
And she still takes naps and like goes to bed early, so
Yep.
there's plenty of
Yep.
time, I feel like. So that is it for today's Juicy Q&A. I still have a ton of questions, so if I didn't get to your question, I will try and do a part 2 to this,
Yeah.
maybe,
Or
in
we'll respond
Vlogtober.
directly, or we'll do more vlogs.
Yeah, if you guys like the month of vlogs / videos, press the thumbs up button. And make sure to subscribe if you are new,
Yeah.
and we will see you in our next one. Bye, guys!
Say bye, Annabelle. Bye.